All right, so I'll start recording. My name's Whitney. Thank you guys for all jumping on. We have started a little book club and we are focusing on one book at a time, one chapter at a time, so we can actually digest it. And then what this group is about is really being able to regurgitate what you've learned so you can really take it in, because what you say is what your subconscious hears. And that means you actually, if you're able to say it, that means you're able to teach it, you're regurgitating it, you're actually taking it in and you understand it, right? But not only that, the more we speak, the more we talk like this, the more we're going to help our subconscious mind, help our habits turn into positive ones and really create our reality and completely change our lives. That's all right, Kate. No worries. Thank you for jumping on. So what we're actually going through is one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich. And today what we're talking about is chapter 1, which I think it's chapter 2 in the book because we got the introduction, and it's all about your desires of creating success. And that's massive because all earned riches started from an idea, guys. So we've got to understand that. Everything that we see today, every business we see today, anything great, it all started with someone just having that idea and then the desire to fuel that fire and to take action to make things happen. And that's what they say. If you have desire, that's half of it, guys. That's the hardest part, is having that desire to go for what you want, having that drive, that motivation, that hunger. So, and we already have that. So that's half of the work done for us. And I hope you guys realize that there's not everyone out there like that. So be very grateful. I used to see it like I've got ADHD, but I'm like grateful now that I want to be productive. And you got to see it in that positive light that I'm hungry and I want to do something with it. And I'm just excited to go through what I've learned in the book. And I think then we'll just go around and see what everyone learnt the most, and then maybe go around and see like what is it from that book, maybe 1 or 2 lessons that you're going to apply to your life. Because I know every single book I read, it's like certain perspectives, certain values, certain lessons I actually really take on, and that's how you slowly change your life. The more personal development you do, the more books you read, slowly things are going to, you're going to take in and apply it for yourself, especially the ones that really click and you really want to apply to your life, or you know that you need to do. So we all understand that thoughts are things, and those things are powerful things, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I think what I got from the whole chapter with, what's his name, Barnes, wanting to work with Edison, is that it was indefinite. You know, he knew he was going to work for him, even though he knew he had no money at the start. He didn't even know how he was going to get there. His mind was set, and he was willing to risk his life to make sure and stake his life, for his future, which he was that, you know. And the biggest thing I got from it was burning your ships, okay? All sources of retreat, that there's only one way to succeed, which is moving your way forward, working it out, getting closer to the goal, to the prize of what you're doing, no matter what it takes. Even if you're starting off being a bloody toilet cleaner for the company, it doesn't matter. It's all about how you think, and that you're getting closer to the result. And it's just, I love that. I love that because it really does matter when you have a full-on desire. And when you think that you're going to get there and you do these little things, you just, what was I saying? Desire, start all achievements, transcending everything else. All these little things, so when he sets his mind onto it, he's putting all his energy, all his focus, all his faith into this goal. And that's something I got out of that, because I know, you know, we tend to do a lot of things. Life is very distracting, but I think we've all learnt from this chapter, if you really want to get somewhere, you really got to put all your focus and energy into that one thing. Build that up, you know, whether it takes a year or 2, then you can build yourself on other things. But you can't put your mind physically can't be everywhere at once, right? Otherwise, we're not in that peak state and we're not making the most of what we're trying to do. But that's just the little things I've gotten from it. Is there anyone else? I think that's it. Yeah, burn the ships and resources of retreat to make sure you get there. Your mind is indefinite. You are going to get there. Even if you don't know the person, even like he didn't know Edison, he didn't have enough money to travel to the factory, but he just knew he needs to get there, and then, you know, things will work out and get him closer to those goals. It just starts with that first step. No clue. So yeah, even though it took him 5 years, he had no clue how he was going to get there. He just knew he was going to get there. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for me with a desire. But yeah. Is there anyone? Oh, and then I'll go through the little method that I got from it, which I actually am going to apply. So this is going to be something that I really am going to apply from the book. Step 1 is fix in your mind the exact amount you want to desire, you want to bring into your life. Okay, that's step 1. This is the method that he used or is recommending. Step 2, write down or think about what are you going to give in return for that money, for that desire, for the value. Step 3, you're going to put a date on it, and by when are you going to achieve that? All right. Step 4, we're going to create a plan, and we're going to start ASAP. Even if you feel ready or not, we are starting that plan and we're going for it. Don't doubt, don't let anything get in the way. We are going for it. Get rid of all the other burnt ships and all the crap, you know, and focus on that one plan. Step 5, this is where we're actually going to write down a clear, precise statement. What will you give to get that money? And I am going to achieve this by this date, in this month, in this year. And we are going to, step 6, read that statement every morning, every night. We are going to be telling our subconscious is going to be hearing that every morning and every night. And that was the one thing I learned from this business is peak state is everything, guys. You need to make sure you're in a peak state to really apply yourself and give the right energy, the right focus, so you can get the results that you're after. So we got to read, and that's another thing, step 6, when we do read it, you don't just read the sheet. It has to be out aloud, because remember, that's what your subconscious hears. It's like, if we can, how I used to think of it, if I could trick my mind into being depressed and getting these bad habits that I used to have, I can trick my mind into being successful, abundant, creating everything I've ever wanted if I can just change those little things in my mind. And reading them out aloud is going to do that. So it's always those little cliche things that we think don't work are the things that freaking work. All right. I've seen it when I first started George. He would literally show me paper every single day. He would write down his perfect day down to the T, that even what coffee he was drinking. Does that make sense, guys? So we want to make it that clear in our minds when we write that statement, and say it until we believe it. Say it until our subconscious has no other option but believing that. And guess what? It's going to then create those, you're going to attract the right things. You're going to do the right things to attract what you want. So that was the method. If you want me to quickly go through that again. So number 1, fix in your mind exactly the amount you desire. Number 2, what are you going to give to the community? What's going to be your contribution in return for that value? Number 3, we need to put a date on it and by when. Okay. Oh, shit, fly in my drink. And then number 4, we need to create a plan and start ASAP, whether you feel ready or not. I tell everyone, motivation is never there when you need it. It's like, if you want to get healthy and fit, we wake up like it starts tomorrow. We're so motivated the night before. We got our shoes out. We got our freaking outfit out. We got our protein out. What happens after we wake up 8 hours later? Oh, you know, motivation, I swear to God, is never there when you need it. And when I realized that, those days I felt down or didn't want to do something, I'll be like, Whitney, you're never going to feel motivated anyway. So just do it. And that has helped me a shitload. Just a little tip in there. What was I up to? Create a plan. Number 4, create a plan and start ASAP. We've done that. Number 5, a clear and precise statement of everything that we just spoke about. So what are you going to give to get that? How much do you want? When do you want it by? And what we want to do is literally read that every single day. Step 6, out aloud, morning, night, more if you have to, or more if you can, sorry. And the more you do that, the more we're going to trick our mind into that's the reality that we're getting. And then we start doing those things to create that. So I'm just truly excited because I know little things like this have completely changed how I live my life. But that method is what I am truly myself. I'm going to apply. Me and Kate are going to do that this afternoon and apply all those little cliche things, guys, because that's what all the multimillionaires and really successful people do. They're sharpening their axe in the morning. They're working on their mindset. They're doing their affirmations. So their axe is sharp. So when they do that 1 or 2 hours of work or meetings for the day, bam, they get it done, right? What do? We wake up, go to work. We're not even thinking about our peak state. We're not even thinking about our goals. We're in the motions of life. And that's why successful people are successful. They know it's about them and sharpening that axe every day, which means working on yourself and your subconscious mind, your goals, your hunger. And that's just what you have to do to be successful. There's no sugarcoating it. And they do that every single day. So why aren't we doing it? We are going to get there, so why not? But I think that, what's the time? 20 minutes from me, I think, 15 minutes. Who else wants to share like what they learnt about it? And then number 2, what they want to really apply, something out of it. Because even these little things are going to make a massive change, right? Who wants to go first before I pick someone? Did anyone read it? You can even get audio books. Like we were listening to the other chapters on the way here because we've got 2-3 hours of driving, which was awesome. Can I not hear anything?
Pick someone.
Sorry?
Pick someone.
All right. Tequila. Did you get a chance to read it?
I read the intro.
Oh.
I thought it was at 8 p.m. tonight.
So did I. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to read it later, but I read the intro. Yeah. So I'm intrigued to read the first chapter. It was quite captivating. So yeah.
No, awesome.
But yes, I'll let someone else go and I'll discuss next time. I'll go first next time.
Awesome. Now let me know what you get from it, even if you voice note me, just so I know like you're learning and growing and applying and all that. That would be awesome, because I do think the intro is more about the people in the book and everything, the stories, and then number 2 is desire. But I'm not sure when.
Okay.
Yeah, the desire is going to be awesome. All right. What about you, Megan?
Okay, so I got from it that, hang on, let me just have a look at my notes, 2 seconds. I got it because I kind of read the first chapter or intro, like Tequila did, but then I went on and read Desire because a bit like you, I've read it a couple of times. So I took from like the first bit, like thoughts are things. So whatever we think becomes materialistic, even if it's in 90 days, 60 days, 6 months, 2 years, that whatever you're doing right now won't show up in your life right now, but it will show up. So make sure that the train track that you're setting in front of you is your true intention or your true thoughts. So I took from it that like spend 15 minutes every day in a quiet place contemplating and bringing through gratitude and what I'm thankful for, but then asking for infinite intelligence for an idea that will empower me to achieve my primary or my burning desire, because I know that those thoughts will then turn into those things that I'm creating from that 15 minutes. Then went on to read Desire, and it was basically having that very vivid burning desire to accomplish and have a very clear-cut, definite purpose. So that's what I took from that chapter, was having a very definite purpose. And I feel like that's kind of how their story come across, was that there was no room for no. So even if when the no was given, it was going over that no and continuing to power forward, because the definite desire for that to come forth or come into his life, and what my aim is to come into my life, was exactly that, was creating that no distraction. That was kind of having that blueprint, that very set blueprint, that there was no distraction that could come forth from it. And it was just having that creating that desire out of like self-reliance, imagination, enthusiasm, then having the self-discipline once you've created that desire to go forward, with having that self-discipline to go forward with that blueprint, and concentration on that effort. So actually getting up, taking action every day and putting that effort in. There's no point writing it down, saying it out loud if you then don't actually take action towards it. That's kind of where I got with that. And so then my exercise, or kind of what I put around it as the tasks to do, was to write the desire down, to then find what matched that desire or that blueprint and put it into a vision board, or put on your background, your laptop, your phone. You know, we all know we pick up our phone multiple times throughout the day, so it's about putting it somewhere you're going to see all the time, so that every time you see it, you take action. So part of your action is to reach out to 20 people a day to create relationships and connection, to then show them your vision or your business, is having that on your phone, so that every time you pick up your phone, you're going to take action and reach out to 20 new people each day. And once you kind of place that burning desire and that vision right in front of you, you're going to take action and go forward to it. That's kind of what I took out of all those chapters.
No, that was awesome. I got a few out of that as well. Kate, what are you doing over there in the ROM section? Do you want to share? Because I know you were listening to, we've listened to audios.
I have company, but I wrote down notes from the 6 points that we wrote today. So in the chat box is all the 6 points written down for everyone.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Kate. Because and that's the thing with this book club, like you don't have to stress about what chapter I guess you've read, because, you know, as long as we're getting on here and just showing that we are applying ourselves, learning, doing that self-development and then sharing it, you know, we are growing. So that's just what this goal is about. And just if there's anything that someone else got, we can get those tips and apply it, and just recap everything so everyone's getting something out of it and can apply it to their business. Who else is on here? Have you got George? Have you read this book? Have you?
Actually, it's that. And congratulations for everyone on making it to the book club and launching it, because it's the first book club meeting right? It's the first one, right? The first book club meeting. And congratulations to Whitney and her entire team, because it seems like it's Whitney's team and me and Anand. So that's great. Let's actually, I have a very emotional attachment to this book. Huge emotional attachment to this book, like massive. I'll tell you this. This is the book that made me want to become an entrepreneur. Before this, I had no idea what business or money or anything was about. Before this, I was a drug dealer. Like, I was running around the streets, and I had a mentor that told me, read this and it's going to change your life. And this was my gift when I won the #1 sales rep. I was just looking to make money. Like, I didn't care about anything about growth or success. I just was what everybody else has goals of, make money. I didn't want to be successful. I didn't know that money came after. I just wanted the money. Anyways, and my mentor, he gave me this book, and I was just hooked. I just didn't understand, because he told me this is the book that got me started. And then this is the book that got him started. And all the big millionaires that were in the company, they're all like, this is the book that got it done for me. And another thing, do you guys know that Jose Ardon made his entire fortune based on this book? That he still carries it with him right now to this day. And he took all the steps. And his entire Facebook group is all about this book. Jose Ardon, the highest paid Latin person in Latin America, his entire MLM company is based on following this book's principles. So this book is magic. It's the most sold book in self-development. It has the most successful stories in personal growth. It's just the #1 book to go to. And I don't think that's an opinion anymore. I think it's a fact that worldwide it's known. But one thing that I did learn from this book, and I'm reading it again in Spanish because, as you guys know, I have 2 companies, in Spanish and English. And this is how I'm launching my company in Spanish, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And one thing that I know is success is a feeling. You must feel successful before you can find success. But action is an effort. Even if you don't feel like taking action, you still have to put in the effort, right? A lot of people, it's like, oh, well, if success is a feeling and I don't feel like it today, it's okay. I'm not going to do it. Like, no. Success is a feeling. You're going to be successful because of the way you make yourself feel. But the actions you're going to take, you're still going to have to put forth the effort. How many times have you felt good about something and you still don't take action? Because you didn't put in the effort. So it's like, it does not matter how good you feel about something. There still has to be physical effort. Right? So that's a big game changer when you understand that, yeah, success is a feeling. I must feel good to do good. But that doesn't mean you're actually going to do it unless you put forth the effort, right? So remember that, just write that down. Success is a feeling, action is effort. So the only way you'll ever take action in life is by understanding I have to put forth the effort, right? You can feel good all you want. That doesn't mean you're going to take action. If you put in the effort, you will take action. So that's one of the big major things that I took out of it. And like I said, I've read this book about 8 times front to back, and I'm reading it again in Spanish. So if you don't ever read any other books, if you don't read The 7 Habits of Successful People by Stephen R. Covey, if you don't need the How to Play the Game of Life and How to Play it by Florence Scovel Shinn, if you don't read the As Men Thinketh by what's his name?
James Allen.
There you go. If you don't read all of those, then that's fine. But Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is a must, right? Think How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale, right? It's okay if you don't read all those. Think and Grow Rich, that's one that you want to definitely plug into from beginning to end. And you don't want to read it as a novel because it's not a novel. You don't want to read it as fiction. You don't want to read it as a story. You want to read it as a guideline. Meaning if it says write this down, you write it down. It is a workbook. It is a workbook for entrepreneurs. It is a workbook for people that are looking to grow in every area of their life. It is a workbook for people that, they want to be successful. It's not a book where you pass your time along. So this is why we chose this book as the first one. I know Anand, Whitney, you guys did an amazing job facilitating not just the book club, but the entire group and what we have going on. And I think it was a great choice. And if it was up to me, it would be like Think and Grow Rich, one book, and then pick another book on the next one, and then right back to Think and Grow Rich, and then pick another book and right back to Think and Grow Rich. Like Think and Grow Rich is the fundamentals, the basics, the foundation, the pillar. So anyways, just congratulations to everyone for reading the book and showing up as a team. And know that I've never heard anyone speak bad about this book. I only hear good feedback about this book. So be sure you use it for what it is. It's your workbook, it's your guideline. This is the way success is done, the way it's taught in this book. And that's it. So anyways, that's all I really have to share.
Awesome, thank you. Sure, everyone got heaps out of that. Writing down some notes. Hope everyone else is writing down some notes. Juicy stuff. Who else we got on here? Anand, did you want to say anything? Were you still waking up? Good on you for
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm enjoying listening in. Like, honestly, even though it was like, right, I went to sleep at 3 a.m. last night and it's 6 o'clock now. Like, literally, my alarm woke up. And there's been days where I didn't wake up to my alarm first time, but this is genuinely something I'm very excited about. To be like talking these topics, but in depth, like we're taking things like one chapter and grabbing what we can from it. Like the last time I read Think and Grow Rich is probably more than a year ago. I've actually got the book. I remember when I first read it, I was just like taking like bits of it and some things made sense. But I remember when I was reading it, I was looking for, when I was looking for more success in my journey at that point, I was definitely in a mindset where I was really more looking for like strategy. I was looking for more like, give me some how-tos. Like this is everywhere, not just looking in books, but on Facebook and people's videos, mentors, teachings, courses and stuff. I was really looking for strategies. I was really looking for, some secrets and stuff. I was kind of not looking for mindset at the time. But then as my journey's kind of unfolded, And it's like there's only so much strategy one actually needs and goes through. Like we have a really simple business model, especially with our type of business. And it's like, as I look for that more kind of strategies and how to's, I'm not really getting there. Like, as in, when I was thinking in that way, and then another level kind of exposed to me, and it's just like, oh, actually, it's really just about me upgrading my mindset, right? It's really just about me upgrading my thinking, and not even upgrading my thinking, but you, you're only conscious of what you're conscious of, kind of thing, right? Like sometimes just a simple step of something being shown to you a different way, or having you think a different way, that truly is that game changer to how everything happens to you, in terms of um just changing the way you think, to then change what you're doing, change how you're speaking, change how you're feeling, change your perspective. That can just open up the door so much more to the success, rather than, oh, I learned this other cool way of how to do marketing, or this other strategy, or this other funnel, or whatever. Yes, that stuff's cool, but I like it when it kind of just flows and comes, compared to like I'm striving to find that specific thing. Because ultimately, the reason I fell in love with the success journey was realizing it doesn't have to be so much hard work. It actually just comes from a very trained way of thinking. And that's exciting. That actually now that's down to anyone can make that choice, make that decision, and do it from their thoughts, which is the thoughts are out of choice, right? So yeah, I'm just like, and I speak to like more and more successful people, they literally will always say, and it's not just to kind of save themselves time or not give any secrets away, but truly their next level of more success is constantly just coming from their next level of mindset, working on themselves, compounding on, the good work they're always doing, the good thinking they're always getting, and just surrendering to, well, if I want more from life, yeah, I've got to become more, compared to chasing, or, yeah, like looking outside and striving for outside. Like, what an amazing journey and concept that is, right? Where to get more, you just got to become more. Like, you, it's just an amazing concept to think about, that that's how we can literally have everything we want, you know? Um, so yeah, that's why I love this kind of concept, and us going into it more and more in detail. No one on this call, including George, who's probably the most experienced out of us here and has read it 10 times, no one on this call would be like, yeah, I know everything in this book, like, yeah, I know everything about what they're saying in this specific chapter. There's always another level. Like, the more you go into it, and each time you go into it as well, I feel the same in any book, to be honest, but definitely something like this, like the way others and the way other successful people recommend this book speaks for itself. And it's like, why would you not, kind of take the time to really go through this sort of book, especially when, yeah, no, I mean, this, yes, but especially when it's like a documentary kind of book. It's actually teaching directly about success, rather than someone kind of talking their success ideas. It's actually coming from a Q&A kind of format to successful people, which is really, really cool. I love that format, to learn from this. So yeah, I'm just
It's
yeah, that's a few
crazy.
of my thoughts about how powerful I find this sort of thing. And yeah, and well done everyone for showing up as well. It shows you're really keen, you're hungry, you're determined, you're motivated. And this is just the beginning. Just surrounding yourself, with what we keep talking about. Surround yourself with people who think the same. And then obviously that book is an example of surrounding yourself with people who think the same, feeding your mind with this ongoingly. Yeah, this is just the beginning. So it's going to be super exciting. And I can't wait to see, what else we discuss, come out with. and also how our lives are going to change as a result. So yeah, well done, everyone.
I was going to say quickly before we go, we've got a couple of minutes. Bryce, I see you jumped on. Did you want to share anything? Did you get time to read it?
Paul Farmer, my sponsor, had sent me the schedule of the different meetings. I wasn't
Oh, cool. No,
this is like the first team meeting I've been on. I wasn't reading it specifically over the last week. I read the entire book a couple of times last year, and I need to read it again. But
thank you.
I also have the whole book on audio, and sometimes I'll listen to that at work.
Yes, that's what we were doing today. So good.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours long.
Yes, that's the one. But that's it. You can even get recaps on books, guys. Like the audios are so good that so you can listen to it a couple of times over and over and really sink it in subconsciously and taking it in and applying it. So no, that's awesome, Bryce. Well, definitely next time, like feel free, jump in, let us know something you've learned, because I think, if you've read it a few times, you'll have a lot of value to add.
Well, I know that it said that we were discussing the first chapter today, right? So
I think but it doesn't. So no stress what chapter, but it was the first one today.
I know that in the first chapter he kind of sets up with the desire, and he talks about the story of the guy that really wanted to work with Edison.
Yeah.
And that was always a really powerful story for me.
Yes, that's it. The Tom Edison one. I think that's desire. I think it's chapter 2 in some cases. So I sort of went to that one because I wasn't sure if we were doing the whole introduction side, which is just sharing the stories like of what you're going to read in the book. But Tom Edison, I think if you remember how he just got that job without any doubt, and it's just truly amazing when you hear more stories like that. It's like if they can do it, we can do it too. We all got 2 hands, we all got a brain, we all got there's no difference other than what's going on up here. So that's
and chapter 2 also had the story about his son that was born without ears.
Yes, with the Ford, was it? Yes, that's it. So that's what I mean, guys. Like the more we believe and read, then the more we're going to achieve as well. And giving that mindset. We've got 5 minutes, guys. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Bryce? Seems like your memory's good. You've taken in a bit.
Yeah, no, I'll read the next chapter for the next call. I'll have more to say.
The next chapter is my favorite, Faith. Literally, after I read that time after time, I actually applied it. And it's like working hard mixed with faith and having pure belief that it is going to happen. And I made $7,500 in my first month with my old company. And that blew my mind when I applied just that chapter, Faith. So, guys, I'm excited for you to read that one. If you haven't already, literally, I love that one. That's changed my life. So, Inan, are we going to just go through with chapter 3, Faith, for the next one? Just want to double check.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm not going to stop the tracks here. Like, I think honestly, this book, like, it's not about how many books you read, but how many chapters you master, and but if anyone has any suggestions, like, we're open to feedback, and if you have any specific things you're really excited to talk about, we definitely share your ideas. But I know, for example, straight away, Whitney, the idea of faith, that one's a huge one for you. So it's definitely rock with that one. We'll do it at the same time as well, because I think, I don't know if this time works for everyone. It's a good one. We're mixing up between UK evenings and Australia evenings. So even like people from our side of the world, like, I think morning's perfect for doing these sort of things as well.
I'm in the US, but I work overnight, and this is one of my nights off, so it works great for me too.
Oh, perfect. I'm looking at the next Thursday, 4 p.m. for us, because we got a little bit, because on the schedule it says 8 p.m.
Was that not right?
No, it's 4 p.m. here at the moment. I'll sort that out and let you know if we can. We can quickly change that, so it's all good for next week.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But thank you everyone for jumping on. This is our first one. We're only going to be going up from here. We're only going to be adding more value, more bodies, more minds, everything, more energy to this. So I'm really, really excited. And I just want to really thank you for coming on board. You've done yourself a favor, your future self a favor, And it's all these little things that we do together is what's going to really help catapult our success, whatever it may be, our goals. Okay. But all right, I'm going to actually chuck the recording up as well onto our group. So for the people that have missed it or want to get those 6 little tips or anything, please comment on there, and then everyone can follow up with those tips and the replay. All right. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you all for jumping
Have a
on.
good day, everyone.
I'll chat to you next week.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.